During our class videos, you may hear our poets and playwrights use terms that are new to you. We have created a list of key terms and definitions that you can refer to at any point during our video lectures. This list is available on the Videos and Readings class page, where you can read it or download it as a PDF. If you would like to find and review these terms while you watch each class video, you can stop this video, go back to the Videos and Readings class page, and download the PDF. There you can play this video and each of the following class videos. If you have any questions about these terms, we encourage you to ask your teaching team in the weekly class discussions. Welcome back. Now we're on to Block C, Week 5. And after looking at structure and form, this week, in terms of theme, we'll be addressing the ways in which we can activate identities, how movement, crisis, conflict can force a re-examination of identity, motivate community and individual activism. And so we'll be looking at matters of setting and imagery, metaphor and tone, and thinking about how we refine what we've written, how we revise it, we revision what it is that we have created with the hope of seeing ever more clearly what it is we're trying to do.
This week we'll be looking at some of the fine-tuning of the details of a play and a poem. The setting, the length of a line versus a short line, a long set direction versus a short or no set direction, the description of a character or less description of a character, tone, and of course whether a play is experimental or traditional, change is involved. So what elements can we give a play and the audience in order to evoke change? And one of the ways we can do that is through set directions. In some older older versions, there were no set directions. We knew we were in the theater and the story would happen in the theater. There was a time in American theater when people gave extensive set directions in order to show these characters are up against this environment, or they either are living within it at peace, but more often in conflict. And showing those extensive set directions could show how they were oppressive or how the character needed to get out. In more modern plays, there are less stage directions again. So these things can already indicate what world are we in.
And understanding the different ways of proceeding gives us more tools in our kit for building something new.
Yes.
Yeah. In the same way, in writing poems, we're thinking about matters of imagery, of descriptive language, and we can look far afield for poets who can talk to us and show us ways to make a scene come to life, make an image come to life, help us to understand what makes a metaphor work and what tone we're trying to capture. And we're also looking for those auditory connections. And so we thought that one way to demonstrate that might be to read you back and forth this wonderful poem by Cavafy, whom we mentioned early on, called Waiting for the Barbarians. It's a dialogue poem. The setting becomes instantly clear, even without a lot of details. What are we waiting for assembled in the forum?
The barbarians are due here today.
Why isn't anything going on in the Senate? Why are the senators sitting there without legislating?
Because the barbarians are coming today. What's the point of senators making laws now? Once the barbarians are here, they'll do the legislating.
Why did our emperor get up so early? And why is he sitting enthroned at the city's main gate in state, wearing the crown?
Because the barbarians are coming today, and the emperor is waiting to receive their leader. He's even got a scroll to give him, loaded with titles with imposing names.
Why have our two consuls and praetors come out today wearing their scarlet togas? Why have they put on bracelets with so many amethysts, rings sparkling with magnificent emeralds? Why are they carrying elegant canes, beautifully worked in silver and gold?
Because the barbarians are coming today, and things like that dazzle the barbarians.
Why don't our distinguished orators turn up as usual to make their speeches, say what they have to say?
Because the barbarians are coming today, and they're bored by the rhetoric in public speaking.
Why this sudden bewilderment, this confusion? How serious people's faces have become. Why are the streets and squares emptying so rapidly, everyone going home lost in thought?
Because night has fallen and the barbarians haven't come. And some of our men just in from the border say, there are no barbarians any longer.
Now what's going to happen to us without barbarians? Those people, they were a kind of solution. And so you see what Cavafy's done. He's used the old form of a dialogue between two nameless individuals, and he's used the form of questions and answers, and he's used the repetition of that word barbarian, which we know in Greek means the one who cannot speak Greek, the one who stutters in this case. And as it's a way of talking about this solution. He gives us almost no details about the particular place, but think of that, the amethysts, and how the barbarians like this show and this display, and the emperor has a scroll for him. And it's such a haunting poem, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, onward.